Hello everyone and welcome back to Abundant Automation. Alright, coal. Let's do coal. So which deposit did we pick? I think it's this one down here. Or did we pick that one? I think it's just this one. So let's hop on down there. Also think I will just until the rail yard with actual passenger trains is done, I will just get into the habit of carrying one locomotive around with me and a bunch of coal so that I can just hop onto a track anywhere I want and go quickly to any outpost station. So why don't you give me that? Oh, how wonderful. And I'll just sit you down here. Kind of a shame that we don't have autofill now, but who's keeping count? And you're going to oil number 3. Go. Now these one locomotive trains, they really do accelerate quite quickly. So that'll be exactly what we want. I didn't even excuse me, didn't even remember the far being down here. So we'll repair that real quick. Alright, so what are we actually doing down here? I think first of all we're clearing some of this forest. It's in the way anyway, and we're gonna need to remove it at some point. This will also mean putting just a little wood chest in here. I'm already picturing myself in a situation somewhere down the line where I don't know, the factory or something is supposed to be built over a number of previous outposts, and the outposts are long gone. There's not any trace of them except for a bunch of chests with just tons of wood in them. I think that's precisely what's going to happen. Oh. Alright, so now obviously the track's going to run further down here, and eventually this will become a 4-lane track if we ever get to the point where we need such a high throughput. The main merits of a 4-lane system, of course, are that you are able to have multiple sizes of trains, so to speak, on a single network without running into issues, because the pathfinding will actually update its priorities or its weights on the fly while the train is driving, so that will allow faster trains to essentially overtake slower ones, which is a nice touch if you're, for instance, trying to have large iron and copper trains and smaller, I don't know, supply trains or stone trains running in your network, in the same network at the same time. So I don't know if we're actually going to be making use of 4 lanes at all. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll just put it in to have a 4-lane network. Alright, so this seems as good a place as any to me. Once again, the fowl will need to move out of the way, so it shall. There you go. And now this will be, first of all, the outpost. We can do that after we place down this. Just clear a little bit more room. We actually see what we're doing here. Like I said, I don't think this copper deposit will be something we tap, because it's just, well, look at it. Compared to what's here and there and over there, it's I don't think it's worth the effort of putting in another outpost. Okay, which way are you going? This is the correct way. So let's put those in. And cut off the excess back here. And that's this. Now we just need the ore outpost. And then you can go away again. Alright, the outpost is obviously gonna be here. There's a little bit of a problem with this access station here, so in order to avoid that, I think we'll just put the whole station a little bit further back. That's not a problem at all. What's... oh, it's a tree. How lovely. Right, so this is gonna be, well, just there. Let's connect these up. What? All of you, get back inside me. We seem to be missing some... oh, of course. The arithmetic combinator. Hop to it. There you go. Now you for one are not copper, but coal. I also do suspect that we'll be running into power issues shortly again, so we'll need to expand our solar grid. Speaking of power, oh, the core deposit for steam engines is still about halfway full, so yeah, no problem there. Yeah, for this I think it'll be the most advisable if we run through here and around that way. Yeah, that will be good. And of course now this steel chest is in the way. Now let's just put it somewhere else where it will be in the way later. Okay, now you will just go over here. Of course. Yeah, you don't happen to carry any belts in the file. Oh, well, this is not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. Let's just take as much of this wood as we can and drive this one back home manually for the time being. Enjoy the rush here, although maybe try not to run into anything major. Alright. So, my bots, swarm on. Show me what you can do. Although I might just be inclined to help you a little bit. There you go. Now just take the rest of the damn stuff. Yeah, that's a little something that's still missing. Well, I don't know if it's really feasible to implement. But say you have, I don't know, 10 bots in here, in this roboport, and 50 bots up somewhere at this unloading station, which was what was the situation just before. And now I'm standing here and I want a ton of stuff to be delivered to this chest. Implicitly because I want to trash it, and that's the chest for wood in this case. Now what will happen is the system will see, alright, there's a whole bunch of trash in here. So I'll call as many robots as I can from all across the system. And of course it will take the ones closest to me first. But once those are in use, it'll take the ones from further away. And even if it would be faster for 10 of those bots to go 10 times between me and this chest here, than it would be for, I don't know, 50 bots to come from up there and take the stuff, it still won't do that. But algorithmically, I think this wouldn't really be feasible. Because the runtime cost, my lord, it's just too high. Yeah, I've been blathering on, but what did I come here for? I think it was belts. So give me these belts you speak of so often. And yeah, now that I've just started my journey, might as well continue it this way. I'll put in the rest of the belts down there, power the whole thing up, and be happy about our newfound coal outpost. And I think the next thing will be either iron, copper, or oil, with my bet being on oil. Coal and stone should be set for a while now. That being said, you never quite know. Unless you're very rigorously planning your supplies. Right, so that's this. That is this. And here we go. How we're looking power-wise. Well, during the day we're looking pretty good. That's to be expected. Well, we'll have to see how we look during the night. Now we'll still need to set up this coal thingy. So you will go... Well, maybe we first want to give the station a proper name. I'm sorry, Mr. Make It. You're now Mr. Coal 1. And down here will be the appropriate player station. Right, once again. Coal unload... No. Coal unload goes to coal outpost 1. Both of these set to maximum. Not that it would really matter, I think. It's just some sort of an automatic reaction there for me. And now coal number 1 is leaving unload when empty, leaving coal 1 when full, and waiting forever on both ends. Saving this. And and go. And there you go. Let's just wait for a minute down here and see where we actually end up. So yeah, during the night we are draining our accumulators, but I don't think at a rate that will matter at all. Alright, so there's our coal train. Shouldn't really be any big surprises there. Let's just wait until it's filled up and ride it back home. Now so far I'm really liking this 1-2 setup with short but fast trains. And yeah, admittedly this isn't by any stretch of the imagination a high throughput system with like 1 train or 2 per good. So we'll see how this one scales, but I'm fairly confident we'll be okay. Speaking of okay, this will then need to be rethought. And most certainly we don't want any of this going on. And then also this will need to be... Well, you will need to run westwards entirely. And there's going to be a need for splitters here there, and there. And this is going to be the input for coal. And then obviously these raw resources are going to go underground. Stone's already backed up. Oh, there you go. That's exactly the kind of thing I want to see. And let's do the same now for coal. In the interest of symmetry, or whatever you want to call it. Can we run this? Yes, we can. So we're going to let this just go over there. Give it, I don't know, what about four squares here. Make it go up there. And there you go. Alright, then we'll trash some of this, because most of it isn't needed anyway. We seem to be having a gap here. Yes, we do. Can deal with that eventually. Right, just making a bit of space here. Oh, the rest is fine. Alright, so that is coal ready to roll. I'm sorry for that. Well, not really. Right, let's upgrade all this to red belt, because for some reason there's still some stretches of yellow in there. Ah, look at the black gold just flooding in there. Alright, very well. Now the base coal deposit. Oh yeah, let's take a minute to tie this into the input as well. Yeah, just temporarily we will make a little spaghetti here. And then this will be drained too, and eventually this little not very graceful ornament will be gone. Alright, this looks all well and good. And the coal is running. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. Also, why is this not attached? This should probably be a bit more than yellow. Well, for once it actually works. Alright. So we still have a bit of time left in this episode, not nearly enough to start anything completely new. So I think I'll just take a bit of time to, well, to what? I think I'll do a bit of concreting. Although, no, don't want my advanced circuits being gone. Yeah, let's just pave the world some. There we go. Yeah, let's do some work in the main factory, because it's been way too green. Well, it has been brown down here. Taking a look at the floor, but really, it's not being gray enough is what I'm trying to say here. So that's number one. I'll just take a few. Yeah, let's take one more. Even though we are on time, but it kind of feels like a bit of a waste to me to just do one run. So we're gonna do another underneath the science area. This seems like a good enough place to put some concrete. We are running through here often enough. And there we go. Ah, hell, let's do another one. I'm in the mood. That's not a full run, but I think we'll manage. Down here. Yeah, robotic engines. And this whole thing we have going here. Oh, there you are. Now that's quite a bit more factory looking. Maybe at some point I will try to do some more or less ornamental stuff here by, I don't know, mixing stone bricks in with concrete for flooring. But not right now, because unfortunately it's about that time again, and we shall end this episode here. So, as always, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been this Grind, and I shall see you soon.